So here we are. It's, as you can see, it's winter and I need this thing to be winter ready. If it's not winter ready, then I cannot go to school because my school is kind of far away. Kind of. Of course I could use the bike through the winter, but who idiot uses the bike when they have a moped that they can use throughout the winter? And speaking of what will we do, we are going to be changing these very good Michelin Popper tires to some winter tires for the winter. And after that I'll be driving it through the winter without any worries. Because why should I worry that a screw has fallen off and now I have this plastic piece just like this? Not the biggest of my worries. Or my biggest worry is that the day I'm shooting this video, tomorrow will be at the -Celsius. What it means that you can pretty much slide anywhere you go. First things first, we're gonna take off that rear tire and replacing with the winter tire. So to me, these brake shoes look fantastic. What I mean by fantastic, that the brake pads have a lot of wearable surface. When I changed last time the winter tires to summer tires, I used this copper paste to paste everything over here, like all these moving parts here, up there, and this spring, both of the springs I also put in some copper paste so they wouldn't rust in 2 seconds. And also, as you can see, here we have a lot of it. And this washer has it also. Copper paste is really good when you assemble things, and if you need to sometimes later reassemble it and put it back together as like these rear tires, then the copper paste is very useful. It makes everything so much easier. I don't need to fight with these tools. I just open up everything and everything just opens up. It's very simple to use. And now that I have moved this exhaust like this, and as you can see it wiggles, because it wiggles just a tiny bit, the other end has a little gap. So if I put the rear winter tire and just put this exhaust back on, it will leak in the cylinder there. From there it would leak, and it would sound horrible because it wouldn't use this muffler. Yeah, my exhaust looks to be a little bit rusty. Yeah, it is. Is it bad? I don't think so. It's still usable. But anyway, I'm going to continue with that saga right there. We have this, then we have the other side. We just push, and there we see this has a groove. This opposite side has also a groove on there. So we just put that, look at it that the grooves are somewhat matching, then put this other suspension part a little bit on an angle so it will fit much nicely, and kaboom, it's there. Simple as that. And then we just push the rod through, and then we put the nut. Like that. And now we have a tire installed. Next step is to take off that variator cover. Maybe it will take 10 minutes or it will take 2 minutes. I don't yet know, so let's get into it. Those bolts are removed. I can remove this variator cover. I maybe need to quiet this video audio little bit down because I don't know at what volume does that phone capture. This is kind of loose. Oh, hello. We have a variator cover now. And what do we have? Oh, as I suspected. That's the sound. Here we have another issue. This makes a horrible sound whenever you start up the scooter, but you cannot really, because it's in the variator inside of there. Here we have a belt, and this belt cannot get soaked in oil. And this, since the belt is here, and then this side of it will connect to a starter motor, and then when the starter motor starts spinning, this spins, and then this engages out into the flywheel, and then it starts the whole engine up. So now that this thing has been just little bit oiled up, then we can install it right back up, and we need to oil that thing up. We have a bearing header, so or how I would say it, here we have a bearing inside of this variator cover. It's supposed to be sealed, but yeah, it got a little bit wider. That I think currently makes horrible sounds. At least that's what I'm suspecting, because when I drive this thing owls, makes like a whistling sound when the engine is revved up, and the sound just gets worse and worse whenever I rev it up more and more. But the crankshaft and crankshaft bearings are completely new, and the piston bearing is new, so I don't suspect those two are currently making the sound. At least the last time it was the crankshaft who gave away, but this time I think it is this bearing right here. And now that I have that bearing right there, I have all oiled it up. Now I can put that thing back there. So now all is done. Clock is too much, and yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys like what I'm doing, and you guys will see more content with this thing, at least in the near future, in a very near future, before Christmas. So yeah, see ya, at least for now.